Greetings and welcome back, or welcome to the channel, whichever the case may be. Right, this video, as you can tell from the thumbnail, is all about this knife, and this knife is the BPS DBK knife. Right, now I've already done one video, a first look at this, so I suggest you take a look at that video first, because I go into quite a bit of detail about the sheath and the ferro rod. One thing I did do was make a mistake with the steel. I said it was 1095, it's actually 1066. My apologies. It's my age and my eyesight. I couldn't actually tell from the blade because it's got a bit of pitting on it, and this is brand new actually. I couldn't tell what it said on the blade, and I didn't do my homework, so my fault. I do apologise for that. And here's the knife. A brief recap: the sheath has problems. The ferro rod, the handle came off it straight away, so I've had to glue that back. So that's glued back in and it's firm. As I say, I would watch the other video before this one. Right, let's get to it. I'll be lighting a fire with this first of all, so a bit of splitting and a bit of shaving and some ferro rod lighting, and then I'd be doing a spot of carving with it. Right, let's see how it battens. One thing I got to add, it's a very windy day today, so I can't go to my regular camp, so I'm here in Camp Dryad where it's sheltered, so you can actually hear what I'm saying, because my last knife review I did in my camp, and I did have a few comments saying shame about the wind noise, so hopefully there'll be no wind noise here. I don't have a baton, and I don't particularly feel like walking over to my camp to get one, so I'm just going to use a piece of timber. Got some nice splits from the wood pile, and this is ash, so this should split really easily. I'll start off with easy stuff, and then I've got a quarter of a large round of spruce. That may be difficult, but it's perfect feather sticking length. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is this is thin. It's about 3mm, but on paper I think it says 2 point something. I'm feeling a bit dubious about battening with it, I gotta be honest with you. If it had a Scandi grind, I'd probably be less concerned because there's more thickness and more of a wedge for splitting. But with this sabre grind, I gotta be honest with you, I'm feeling dubious, and I'm not in the market of breaking knives. Every knife has its limitations. This one's slightly bigger, but obviously I can't go through the middle. I'm a bit dubious about the thickness of it, so I'm going to nibble bits off the side. That was fine. That was fine. That was a lot easier than the first one actually, which is quite strange because it was a bigger piece. I know some people, probably new viewers, are going to say no, you shouldn't batten with a knife. You should have an axe. I've got an axe. I've got many axes. But I don't think what I've just done should be anything a knife that size can't cope with. Testing the knife, testing its limitations, within reason, being sensible. Right, this big bit now. Dying to make some feather sticks. The timber isn't 100% dry, so what I've decided to do is to lay it in that configuration so it can dry out a bit on the initial burn with the feather sticks. I will get some drier sticks to go on top, but by the time the heat gets to them, they should be dry enough for a burn. Bone dry spruce, not free, absolutely perfect for feather sticking. But if you're a regular viewer, you know the spruce in my area tends to cling to itself. That was successful. Very lucky that that timber was not free and wanted a split. Didn't want to stay together, it wanted a split. So yes, that has worked okay. Okay, not brilliant. Let's shave some sticks. Something I forgot, stab split. I like the stab split. Basically, hold the knife like that, split on a log. Yeah, that was comfortable, that was fine. Comfortable position for the thumb. That stopped me moving down. I did have my reservations battening with that, but I was careful because I am of the opinion that that may come off if you take your eye off the ball when you're battening bigger rounds. But I've been careful. Yeah, not too bad. I did actually try the stab split with the ash earlier off camera, and I didn't really want to play with the ash, but I think that's because the ash is still slightly damp. It's clinging on to itself more. I think if it was bone dry it would have been fine, but that's down to me and the material, not the knife. So far so good. And one thing I did mention in the other video, it didn't come particularly sharp, and I haven't sharpened it. I got sharpening stones here. I might well have to sharpen it. Let's see how it shaves. If you've got good technique for feather sticking and making shavings, it doesn't really need to be super sharp. It'll probably get away with it. It's doing a spot of carving it'll probably fail with if it's not sharp enough, because a dull knife is a dangerous knife. After all that splitting, I thought I'd give it a little sharpness test. Now, it just about shaved arm hair before I started using it. It wasn't popping, no way. So it was just about. I'm going to have to use my left hand because my right hand is bald. Yeah, it's still got a few hairs coming off, so hardly anything done to it. I'm looking at the tip. The tip has gone quite blunt. I can run my finger over it. Yeah. Okay. Let's try some feather sticks. So I've got some choice wood now off that large. It's round. So it should, in theory, as long as the knife's sharp enough, it should make some really nice feather sticks with that wood. Comfortable positioning. Perfect feather sticking wood. No. It's strength pushing it through the wood rather than a nice sharp edge gliding through the wood. So yeah, it definitely needs a sharpen, but I will persevere with one. No, I don't like it at all. It needs sharpening. I'll just show you the difference with a nice sharp Scandi grind. Guess who forgot to bring a strop with him? Me. Right. So I'm going to go old school field sharpening now. See if this works. My old Kershaw diamond rod. I would not put this on a nice zero Scandi grind. This is the kind of thing for just touching stuff up. I'd probably ruin a nice Scandi grind with this and make the edge too obtuse. Right. Well, there is an improvement, but it is slight. But as long as I can make a feather stick that light with the ferro rod, which I still haven't tested, I'll be okay. I can make rough ones with the other sticks, so just big thick old curls, but I need one with fine curls to get it going. What I call my igniter stick. I shall persevere. I'm going to switch to the knee method. It gives more control. So there's my igniter stick. And to be honest with you, even using the knee technique for control, I've really had to grip that handle hard to maintain control, to make very fine curls. It was difficult. Well, what I think I'll do, because this blade is nice and thin, I can put this on my aligner back in the workshop, and I'm going to put on a 13-degree bevel on each side, and I think that'll work a lot better. So I'm in the dark in there, I'm coming out now. In the other video I did explain that the tip turned up blunt with no point on it. Not really a deal breaker, but you do expect a sharp point on a knife, to be honest with you. And yes, this hasn't been out of the workshop yet, it has rusted. So it's been in its sheath in the workshop, which is bone dry. It's in a building, so it's not like it's in a damp old shed, and it has rusted a bit. So just for you to know, probably needs to be kept oiled. Right, now I'm going to do some big thick ones. So I light this, and then I light the big thick ones, and then I put the splits on. Right, that was awful. That was terrible. So I'm finding that handle too slim for me. I can't get a good grip on it. It's just far too small for doing that. And it's blunt, and it's just not shaving. Yeah, so not good. So I'm going to try a different technique, and a standing up technique. In the standing up technique, you pull the wood and not the knife. Right, so dangerous. This is so blunt now, it's dangerous. I'm doing that technique, and I'm noticing how close my blade is getting to my thigh, femoral artery. There's so many ways a blunt blade is dangerous, and this now is dangerous. If you're a regular viewer, you know I don't make feather sticks like that. Right, I'm going to do another two off camera because it's boring, and then I'm going to light this up. I haven't tried scraping test. I'll try that before I do anything else. Something is actually good, that. Right, I've made some feather sticks. It was really, really hard work with this blunt knife. Yeah, my diamond rod didn't do much at all to it, whether it's worn because it is old. It's probably 25 years old. So right, let's try the ferro rod out. I'll scrape the paint off first. Right, now at this point I should be getting more sparks than that, even with the paint on. Let's get in there. The further I go down, the better it's getting. Right then, let's try and light this igniter stick up then. I haven't got enough feather sticks. I've got quite a bit of dry split wood, so there is a chance that this isn't going to light. It's lit and it ain't going out. So now I can put my kettle on and have a cup of tea, which I'm looking forward to.